Alright, well, my name of the game is called 300. Pretty much it's a race to 300, and the first person to 300 wins. Every player that's playing starts out with 100 points. So, as you can see, there's different point values across the board for places you land. Some positive, some negative, and you see these spaces with no points. These neutral spaces are, once you go around the board once, like Monopoly, you could own these places for however many points you have. So let's say a player has 80 points, for example. They could use however many points, 1 through 80, to own it. And however many points it's owned for, if another player lands on it, that's how many they have to give the owner of the point, like Monopoly and owning Park Place, for example. It's similar to that, and they're allowed to. They can sell it if they choose to. If a player lands on it, they can ask if they want to, or they could sell it to a person that lands on it for more. So, like I said, if it's owned for 35 points, then they could sell it for 36 or above. What you need are, you have two round, small objects. Right now I have coins. I have a quarter and a penny. Probably want to use scrap paper and a pencil to keep the score. It'll be easier. I have these little paper for challenge cards, which I'm going to get to later. Yeah, and then pretty much the board. That's really the main things you need. And dice. Yeah, I forgot to roll the dice. I don't have dice right now, so I'm gonna use the computer to roll dice as I explain the game more on. And like I said, every player starts with 100 points. To start each turn, a player, it's gonna be a lot easier once I have my regular board. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. It's gonna be a little bit thicker, so it's gonna be able to slide. For example, what I'm about to do. And I apologize for my camera right now. I'm pretty much doing this one-handed because I'm on my phone. But the player gonna start out. They're gonna start out where this X is. They're gonna try and slide the coin into the square. I'm probably gonna cut out a hole so you can see if it's gonna drop in to make it easier. But right now you're gonna slide it in here, and you have one chance to slide it, and you could choose to chance it, which is pretty much going again, like around the world. And for playing basketball, you could chance it, and if you miss it, you go back home, which would be you go back to the start for this. So if you're right here on this corner, and it's your turn, and you slide, and I kind of made it, but I'm going to use an example. I missed it. Let's say I missed it. I'm going to try and chance it, and I don't get it again. I would go back to the start, and also I'd lose 10 points. So no matter what, you lose 10 points if you chance it and fail. But if you're not already back home, you have to go back home. So, yeah, and then if you do get it, that's when you roll the dice. You'd roll the dice, and then however many spots you go, once you land, you pick up a challenge card. And pick up a challenge card. There's rewards and consequences. It'll tell you to do different things. This one says take one more turn, so you get an extra spin, and the player would roll again. They'd roll the dice again, and then they do whatever it says again. So there's point totals. You could gain points, you could lose points. It'll say go back to start, things like that. So I'm gonna just do a quick run through of the game right now. So started off player one. So let's get this slide going. I didn't get it, and I'm gonna choose to not chance it because this player doesn't want to lose 2 points. Here we go. Didn't get it. Like I said, it's gonna be easier when the board I use is gonna be thicker. So he didn't get it, so he loses 10 points, and it's still on start. So speed it up. I slid it and I got it in. So now this player will roll the dice. 5. So he'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's just a marker error. That's a neutral space. That's not a negative. So land here, pick up a challenge card, plus 10. So this player would have 10 points added to the 100 automatically from the start. So this player has 110. The other player has 90 because I think I showed an example of chancing it. Or no, I used an example, but I didn't start the game. So this is player 2, so it still has 100. Didn't get it, I'm going to chance it. I'm just going to slide it just to show you guys. He goes, rolls 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 50. So 150 right now. And this says minus 30. So this player would have 120. And pretty much you just keep on going that way into the first person gets 300 points. And that's pretty simple. Yeah. Probably make a few changes here and there. Like I said, this is just the rough draft board. It's going to look a lot better. But that's my game.